Hi guys, so today I'm going to describe to you, I hope I was understanding properly. I'm going to discuss my assignment and case study assignment that I've chosen. And for my case study, I decided to choose my client, and his name is Nathan. He is about 7 years old, and he currently has behavioral problems in school. He is a Chinese American immigrant, and his parents are the typical very busy parents that are not able to give time to their kids. So currently, right now, he has problems in school because his parents and his extended family are not currently supporting what Nathan does in school. Nathan has behavioral problems. He gets aggressive. He lashes out at his peers. He prefers solitude and he does not socialize with any of his peers. He prefers to be alone. He doesn't engage in any kind of social interaction. And anytime kids try to talk to him, he lashes out. He kind of pushes kids away and he kind of just shoves them out of his face. So I typically feel that the diagnosis from the DSM that is appropriate to Nathan's case would be antisocial disorder because he is on the lines of being antisocial. He does not get along with anybody. He gets irritated. He prefers solitude. He is engaging in very aggressive behavior towards his peers. And he does not cooperate with anybody in the school. And he currently has been expelled. So that was one reason why I consider Nathan to be a case of antisocial personality disorder. And on top of it, he has conduct and behavioral issues. So my personal diagnosis with him would be that he needs to attend a support group with kids his age because since he is not interacting with people, he needs to have therapy sessions with kids like himself so that his behavior can be modified. I feel that he should be entitled to a support group. And people his age are, he's a minor, so he does have, he does have access to support groups. He is a loner, so he does need behavioral modification because he just does not socialize with anybody. He has issues getting along with people his age. So, and even the school faculty feels that he is a very aggressive child and he needs therapy because of his recent expulsion from school. Second, I feel that Nathan would be a great candidate for play therapy and sand play therapy. We don't understand the world of Nathan and we don't live with him, so we're not able to understand why his behavior is so aggressive towards his peers. So I feel that by attending play therapy and sand play therapy, he would be able to determine his feelings and what his life is really like at home. Maybe he doesn't have parents that care about him as much. Maybe the parents are so busy they don't have time for their kids. So it seems as if that Nathan is being a neglected child at this rate. I mean, at this in this situation, even his extended family is not supporting him properly. So I feel that play therapy and sand play therapy would help me as a therapist understand Nathan's inner feelings and why he's being so aggressive towards his peers. So my second goal with him is to attend a support group for kids that have behavioral problems like him. Because since he is a neglected child, he doesn't get along well, he needs to break the ice with kids like him that have difficult lifestyles at home. Maybe by attending kids like speaking to kids and interacting with kids like him, he's able to understand his world better and change his attitudes and get back into school again with the proper attitude. So, another thing, a legal issue would be that since he has been expelled, the school faculty may not really be appropriate with him. They may not feel that he would be a good candidate to return back to school at all. They may suggest that he go to another school. So that's one legal issue to consider. The fact that he's also a minor, so as a therapist, I have to inform his parents that he has to be going for counseling sessions with his parents. I have to get an informed consent and confidentiality from his parents that Nathan will be helped in therapy and we will see a change in Nathan's attitude. We are probably going to have to go to counseling outside of school because since he has been expelled from the school environment, it's only to his betterment that Nathan get help from outside the school. I don't feel like the school is going to take him back in or accept him because he's been way too aggressive with peers. And the school perceives him as a threat. So the school may support me by enable him to go for counseling outside of school or maybe inside of school. But he is expelled, so I don't think he will be a student again in the school at all. So the best thing is probably for him to attend the Biobehavioral Institute or some kind of behavioral counseling outside of school, so that we could do one-on-one sessions with him and his family, understand why he has such a behavioral issue. So he is a minor, and I must protect the welfare of my client according to the Code of Ethics. The ACA Code of Ethics mandates that I protect my client's welfare. So I am going to protect his confidentiality and informed consent, because as a therapist, I do have limits to my confidentiality. And in this case, this is a serious case. So I have to tell his parents about what's going on in school. He's already been expelled, so I'm pretty sure his parents already know that the child has a lot of problems. He's got behavioral issues. He doesn't get along in school properly. He doesn't make eye contact. He prefers solitude. So we will run tests with him to test his personality for some kind of disorder. In my case, I feel that he does have conduct disorder and he does have antisocial personality disorder from cluster B. This has been detected because he's less than 18 years old. He's only 7 years old, but his behaviors are showing that he is a serious threat to the faculty and to himself. So he is posing to be a serious threat to himself. And for that case, I have to break my confidentiality and inform his parents about this kind of behavior, because if it continues, he will be a threat to the school faculty, to people around him, and it's just not going to be something in his favor. So we're doing the right thing for him, and we're making the best decisions for him as a therapist. I feel that counseling sessions will change his behavior. We'll be able to coach him better and give him support, and maybe hopefully see him in a better school and a better school environment. It can also be the public school environment that maybe does not gel with Nathan. It's not like public school is for everybody. I personally have been to a public school also and a Catholic school, and I've seen kids misbehave, and some Asian American kids have difficulty in public schools because it's not the setting that they would prefer. Some kids prefer to be homeschooled. Some kids prefer to be online schooling. Nowadays, there's online schooling and homeschooling, and it's better interactive than going to a public school and sitting in a class where you can't make friends with everybody. And some kids like Nathan maybe do have difficulties making friends. So public school is not for everybody. It's not a likable environment. We have to make public school to be likable. And I'm sure kids like him in this generation of time and age do have difficulty because of all the distractions out there. There's Instagram, there's social media, there's so many things like YouTube that distract children from school and their studies and their academic schoolwork. So I'm pretty sure kids like Nathan do exist that do have behavioral difficulties, but I feel that if I break my confidentiality and tell his parents and conduct family counseling sessions with Nathan, I'll be able to understand the family interaction with Nathan, that coach their parents and give therapy and help the parents parent Nathan, because the parents are very busy. They're always working. They're highly strong relationship, but they're working parents, so I don't think they have time for Nathan as much in their schedule and their time life, in their work life. It's an American life. It's like having a 9 to 5 job and then going back and then taking care of your kids and knowing that you don't really have too much time to take care of Nathan. So Nathan does need moral support and emotional support and family support. And as a therapist, I will be there for him in any way that we can help him. I feel that if he does become a serious threat, to people around him, I may have to transfer his records to a better therapist, a child psychologist that specializes in behavioral modification. We don't know if he has any other personality disorders, if he has ADHD or autism or any kind of learning difficulties. He seems like an okay kid, just has aggression and is antisocial. So we will run some tests on him, and we will get the proper team, the teachers, the faculty, and his parents involved, and we'll see what kind of moves we can make with him. If he's already expelled, then he's going to be out of the school environment for a while until we get him appropriate schooling. Maybe he's going to need homeschooling. Maybe he's going to need some other intervention to help him better himself. I mean, it's not a punishment that he's expelled, but the fact that he is expelled does say a lot about his personality. He does need a lot of therapy and he does need a lot of support from us as therapists. So we will try the best that we can do in our side. Um, this case was enjoyable. I mean, it was understandable. And I do feel that kids like him Nathan can be successful children if they have the appropriate support, if they have the appropriate team that's working with him, and if they have people that understand his culture. I feel he's a Chinese American kid, so Asian American kids are not really the most open children like me in public school environment. I'm also an Asian American, I'm South Asian. So I do understand Asians like me that have difficulty opening up with other kids at school because we're not really the most open culture to a lot of people. We are closed and we are socially reserved. So a lot of Asian Americans do come off socially reserved like me. So I would be able to advocate on behalf of Nathan and his family to get him the appropriate support and the appropriate behavioral counseling. In this case, I feel a few counseling sessions will help him to become a better person. He's not that horrible. It's just that he prefers himself rather than be friends with everybody else if no one is giving him attention at home also. So he needs attention at home. He needs to be talking at home. So I feel that maybe in home therapy can also be effective for Nathan. If he is going to be taken out of school and put him in another environment, then it's best that we do in home counseling with him and see what his parents can do about his academic future.